What if I told you that a simple 1952 Lincoln penny could be worth millions of dollars? Rarest coins. It might sound unbelievable, but for those who know what to look for, this penny could be worth up to $1.9 million. In today's video, we'll dive deep into the fascinating history of the 1952 Lincoln penny, uncover the reasons why certain 1952 pennies are so valuable, and show you how to spot one of these rare treasures that could make you a fortune. Stick around, because what we're about to share could change the way you look at your coin collection forever. A brief history of the Lincoln penny. Before we get into the rare and valuable 1952 penny, let's take a moment to appreciate the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most iconic coins in American history since it was first introduced in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the coin has gone through a variety of design changes throughout the years, but the image of Lincoln has always remained on the front. Over the years, the reverse side of the penny has changed too. For many decades, the reverse featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was first introduced in 1959. However, in 2009, the U.S. Mint released a series of new reverse designs to mark the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. For most of its life, however, the penny had the Lincoln Memorial, which is the reverse design featured on the 1952 penny. The 1952 Lincoln penny was minted as the San Francisco Mint, one of the key U.S. mint facilities responsible for producing coins during the mid-20th century. San Francisco, known for producing coins of excellent quality, had a unique role in the minting of pennies during that time. While many Lincoln pennies were minted in large quantities at other mints like Philadelphia and Denver, the San Francisco Mint produced a smaller number of these pennies. This is one reason why 1952 pennies can sometimes be more valuable than their counterparts from other mints. Why is the 1952 Lincoln penny so valuable? Now, you might be wondering why a 1952 Lincoln penny could be worth so much money. The truth lies in a very specific minting error that makes certain 1952 pennies extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. This error is known as the doubled die (DDO) error. Let me explain. A double die occurs when the coin's die is misaligned during the minting process, causing the design to be struck twice in slightly different positions. The result is that certain parts of the coin, such as the date, the lettering, and other details, appear doubled or duplicated. This kind of error is extremely rare, especially when the doubling is clearly visible to the naked eye. For the 1952 Lincoln penny, the double die error is particularly noticeable on the date 1952. As well as on the word liberty on the obverse. If you look closely at the date, you'll see that the 1, 9, and 5 are noticeably doubled, making them appear as though they've been struck more than once. The word liberty may also have a doubling effect, where the letters seem to be duplicated. This double die error is highly prized among collectors because it's relatively rare, and when found on a coin like the 1952 penny, it's even more valuable. If you come across one of these coins in great condition, it could be worth anywhere from thousands to even millions of dollars. The rarity of the 1952 double die Lincoln penny. The rarity of the 1952 double die Lincoln penny is what makes it so valuable. While millions of pennies were minted in 1952, only a small percentage of them were struck with the double die error. The minting process at the time didn't intentionally create these errors, and they are considered to be mistakes, happy accidents, if you will. The fact that only a small number of these error coins were produced makes them incredibly rare and desirable to collectors. Because of its rarity, a 1952 Lincoln penny with the double die error can fetch a substantial price, especially if it's in excellent condition. In fact, the most valuable 1952 double die pennies have been sold for nearly $1.9 million, making this coin one of the most valuable pennies ever. But it's important to note that not all 1952 pennies are worth such a high amount. The value of the coin depends on several factors, including the condition of the coin, the clarity of the doubling, and whether or not the coin has been professionally graded. Why do collectors want the 1952's double die penny? Collectors love minting errors because they are so unique. A double die error creates a coin that is completely different from other coins minted in the same year. The coin's design will have visible doubling, which makes it immediately recognizable and different from the ordinary version of the penny. Another reason collectors are drawn to error coins like the 1952's double die penny is that these coins represent a piece of history. Minting errors are not planned or intentional, so each error coin is a rare, one-of-a-kind item. For collectors, owning a piece of history like this is part of the thrill. It's not just about owning a valuable coin, it's about owning a coin that represents a mistake in the minting process that occurred years ago, and has since become something extremely special. Finally, the 1952's Lincoln penny with the double die error is a modern coin, making it a great investment opportunity for collectors. Many collectors believe that the value of these coins will continue to rise over time as fewer and fewer of them remain in pristine condition. How to identify a 1952's double die Lincoln penny. Now that you know about the 1952's Lincoln penny's potential value, you may be wondering how to identify one of these rare coins. Here's how you can tell if you've found a 1952's double die penny. 1. Examine the date. The first place to look is the date. On a 1952's penny with a double die error, you'll notice that the numbers in the date 1952 are doubled. The 1, 9, and 5 will have a shadow or a second version of them slightly offset, which makes them appear like they were struck twice. 2. Look at the word Liberty. Next, check the word Liberty on the obverse of the coin. The letters, particularly the L and I, will be doubled. This is one of the most noticeable places to spot the doubling, and it's often the first thing collectors look for. 3. Inspect the coin for other doubling. In addition to the date and Liberty, there may be other parts of the coin with slight doubling, such as the phrase "In God We Trust." Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the details. The more areas of the coin that show doubling, the more valuable it is. 4. Check for coin condition. The condition of the coin is a critical factor in determining its value. Coins in excellent or near mint condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, are worth much more than those that are worn or damaged. Coins with clear and visible doubling are especially prized by collectors. How to determine the value of your 1952's double die penny. Once you've identified a 1952's Lincoln penny with the double die error, you'll want to know how much it's worth. The value depends on a few key factors. 1. Condition. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its value. A penny with minimal wear, clear details, and well-preserved surfaces will be worth much more than a coin that is heavily worn or scratched. 2. Clarity of the doubling. Coins with strong, noticeable doubling on the date, Liberty, and other areas will be much more valuable than those with weak or faint doubling. 3. Grading. Professional grading is essential to determining the exact value of the coin. A coin that is graded by a reputable service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, will have a more accurate market value. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Conclusion. The 1952's Lincoln penny is a coin that might seem like just another penny at first glance. But if you find one with the double die error, you could be holding a rare treasure worth up to $1.9 million. Its rarity, combined with the unique doubling on the date and Liberty, makes it highly valuable to collectors. So, if you've got a 1952's penny in your collection, take a close look. It could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more videos on rare coins, their histories, and tips on how to find hidden treasures in your coin collection. What if I told you that a single penny, one you might find on your pocket change, could be worth a small fortune? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, for the 1968 Lincoln penny, It's not only possibly, it's a reality. A rare version of the seemingly ordinary penny can be worth up to $1.5 million. That's right, a coin worth just 1 cent could fetch a price higher than many homes or cars. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1968 Lincoln penny, what makes this particular coin so valuable, and how you can tell if you might be holding onto a hidden treasure. You won't believe how much this little coin could be worth if you find the right one. Let's get into it and uncover the incredible story of the 1968 Lincoln penny. The history of the Lincoln penny and the 1968 minting. The Lincoln penny, introduced in 1909, is one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. The coin was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Over the years, the design of the Lincoln penny has undergone several changes, but the most notable design, featuring Lincoln's image on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, has remained for most of the 20th century. The 1968 Lincoln penny is part of the series minted during the 1960s. By this time, the penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a slightly reddish hue compared to today's pennies, which are mostly copper-plated zinc. The 1968 coin continued the tradition of honoring Lincoln with his likeness on the front, while the reverse featured the iconic Lincoln Memorial, which had been used since 1959. However, in 1968, something unusual happened at the U.S. Mint that would make certain 1968 pennies worth much more than their face value. This was the year that a minting error occurred, creating a rare version of the penny that would become highly sought after by collectors. The 1968 Lincoln penny with the rare double die error. The key factor that makes the 1968 penny so valuable is a rare minting error known as the double die, DDO. A double die error happens when a coin is struck by the same die more than once, causing a doubling effect on certain parts of the coin. This can make the letters, numbers, and other features appear blurry or duplicated. For the 1968 penny, the double die error was particularly noticeable on the date and the word Liberty on the obverse of the coin. If you examine a 1968 penny with this error, you'll see that the numbers of the date, especially the 6 and 8, appear to be doubled. The word Liberty also shows visible doubling, especially in the L and the I. The doubling occurs because the minting die was misaligned during the striking process. This slight misalignment causes the coin to be struck multiple times, resulting in a blurry or shadowed appearance on certain areas of the coin. While minting errors like this aren't entirely uncommon, the 1968 double die error is one of the most desirable for coin collectors, making it worth much more than the typical penny. Why is the 1968 Lincoln penny worth so much? The value of a 1968 Lincoln penny depends on several factors, including its rarity, the strength of the doubling, and its condition. Let's take a closer look at why this coin can fetch such a high price. 1. Rarity. The 1968 double die penny is quite rare. While millions of 1968 pennies were minted, only a small fraction of them have the doubling error. Minting errors like this are rare to begin with, and the fact that the 1968 penny was struck with such an error makes it a highly sought-after coin among collectors. 2. Demand. Error coins are always in high demand. Collectors actively search for rare varieties, especially those with noticeable minting errors like the double die. The 1968 double die penny is especially desirable because it's a relatively recent coin with an error that's easy to spot, making it highly collectible. 3. Condition. As with any collectible, the condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. A 1968 double die penny in excellent condition, free of scratches or heavy wear, can be worth significantly more than one that's been circulated and damaged. The better the condition, the higher the price collectors are willing to pay. The 1968 penny that sold for $1.5 million. One of the most famous sales of a 1968 double-die penny occurred when a particularly well-preserved example sold for an astounding $1.5 million at auction. This coin was in near mint condition, with sharp, clear doubling visible on the date and the word Liberty. The quality of the doubling was a significant factor in its high price, as collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins that are both rare and in excellent condition. The sale of this coin made headlines in the numismatic world, demonstrating that even a penny from the late 1960s could be worth a fortune if it has the right era and condition. While most 1968 pennies are worth just 1 cent, this rare version fetched a price that many could only dream of. How to identify a 1968 double-die penny. If you think you might have a 1968 double-die penny, you'll want to closely examine it for the key features of the era. Here's how to identify the rare version. 1. Examine the date. Look at the numbers in the date 1968 on a double-die penny. The digits will appear doubled. The 6 and 8 will be the most noticeable areas where the doubling is visible. The doubling effect might look like a shadow or a second image of the digit slightly offset from the original. 2. Inspect the word Liberty. The word Liberty on the obverse is another area where the doubling can be seen. Look at the L and I in particular, as these letters are most affected by the error. The doubling may appear faint, but with magnification, it should be clear. 3. Look for other signs of doubling. While the date and Liberty are the main areas to check, you can also inspect other parts of the coin for subtle doubling. In some cases, the motto "In God We Trust" on the obverse may show slight doubling as well, though it's typically less noticeable. 4. Use magnification. If you can't spot the doubling with the naked eye, use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. The doubling is usually more obvious when you examine the coin up close, especially in the areas where the error is most pronounced. How to determine the value of your 1968 penny. Once you've identified a 1968 double-die penny, the next step is to determine its value. The value of the coin will depend on several factors. Condition. A coin in excellent condition, such as one with sharp details and minimal wear, will be worth significantly more than one that is heavily worn or damaged. Coins that have been well preserved are always more valuable to collectors. Strength of the doubling. The more pronounced and noticeable the doubling, the more valuable the coin will be. Coins with strong doubling on the date and lettering are much more desirable than those with faint or less visible errors. Grading. To get an accurate value for your coin, it's best to have it professionally graded by reputable grading service such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Grading will provide you with an assessment of your coin's quality and help you determine its market value. Conclusion. The 1968 Lincoln penny is a prime example of how a simple minting error can turn an ordinary coin into a rare and valuable collector's item. The double-die error that occurred during the minting of this coin has made it one of the most sought-after pennies in modern U.S. coinage. While most 1968 pennies are worth just 1 cent, a rare version with the double-die error could be worth $1.5 million or more. If you find a 1968 penny, it's definitely worth examining it closely. You might be holding onto a rare treasure that could be worth much more than its face value. Remember, condition and the strength of the doubling are key factors in determining the value of these error coins. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos on rare coins, their histories, and how to spot valuable finds in your collection. Have you ever thought that a penny could be worth more than your car, rarest coins, house, or even your entire savings? While most pennies are worth only 1 cent, certain rare versions of these coins can be worth a small fortune. The 1986 Lincoln penny is one such example. While it may seem like a regular penny at first glance, some rare versions of the 1986 Lincoln penny are worth up to $1.2 million. In this video, we will explore the history of the 1986 Lincoln penny, what makes this coin so special, and how you can identify a penny that could be worth a fortune. If you've ever wondered how a coin that's only worth 1 cent could be worth such an extraordinary amount, stay tuned. Let's dive deep into the incredible story behind the 1986 Lincoln penny. The history of the Lincoln penny and the 1986 minting. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, has become one of the most iconic and widely circulated coins in the United States. The coin has undergone a few design changes over the years, but for most of the 20th century, it featured Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. By 1986, the Lincoln penny had gone through some important transitions. The coin continued to be minted with copper and zinc, and the design featuring the Lincoln Memorial was still in use. However, in 1986, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies. Most of these pennies were produced to meet the demand of a growing economy. But, among those millions of pennies, some were minted with very rare characteristics that would later make them valuable to collectors. The 1986 Lincoln penny, like many other coins from this era, was struck at multiple mints across the country. However, a very specific error on some of these coins would turn the 1986 penny into one of the most valuable in U.S. coinage history. What makes the 1986 Lincoln penny so valuable? So, what is it that makes the 1986 Lincoln penny worth so much money? The answer lies in a very rare minting error, the double die obverse, DDO. Error. The DDO occurs when a coin is struck more than once by a misaligned or overused die. This results in a doubling effect on the letters, numbers, and other features of the coin, making them appear blurry or duplicated. For the 1986 penny, the doubling effect is most noticeable on the date 1986 and the word Liberty on the obverse, front, of the coin. If you closely examine a 1986 Lincoln penny with a DDO error, you will notice that the digits in the date and the letters in the word Liberty appear to be doubled or shifted. This effect can make the coin look blurry or off-center. The 1986 Lincoln penny with this error is highly sought after by collectors, and due to its rarity, it can be worth much more than a typical penny. In fact, a 1986 DDO penny in excellent condition could fetch up to $1.2 million at auction, depending on the strength of the doubling and its overall quality. The rarity of the 1986 Lincoln penny with a DDO error. The rarity of the 1986 Lincoln penny with a DDO error plays a significant role in its high value. While millions of 1986 pennies were minted, only a small percentage of these coins were struck with the double die error. The misalignment of the die, which causes the doubling effect, is a random occurrence during the minting process. As a result, the number of 1986 pennies with this error is incredibly limited, making them a rare find among collectors. As with many valuable coins, rarity is one of the most important factors that drive the price up. The 1986 DDO penny is not easy to find, and even fewer are in excellent condition. This makes the coin highly desirable to collectors, further boosting its value. Why do collectors want the 1986 DDO penny? Collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins, especially those with minting errors like the DDO. The 1986 Lincoln penny with a DDO error is particularly valuable because it features a very distinct error that is easy to identify. The doubling of the letters and numbers is clearly visible to the naked eye, making it an easy coin for collectors to spot and appreciate. In addition to the rarity of the coin, error coins like the 1986 DDO penny are often more valuable because of the historical significance they carry. Minting errors are not intentionally created, so finding a coin with an error like this is considered a lucky find for collectors. These types of coins are seen as special because they are unique and were never intended to be released into circulation, making them even more desirable. How to identify a 1986 DDO Lincoln penny. If you think you might have a 1986 Lincoln penny with the valuable DDO error, there are a few things you should look for to confirm if it's the rare version. Here's a step-by-step guide to help you identify the 1986 DDO penny. 1. Examine the date. The most obvious place to look for the doubling effect is in the date 1986. If the penny is a 1986 DDO, you'll notice that the numbers, especially the 1, 8, and 6, appear to be doubled. The doubling might look faint or prominent, depending on the strength of the error. The digits may look like they're slightly out of place or appear as if a second image is shadowing the original numbers. 2. Inspect the word liberty. The word liberty on the obverse is another area to check for doubling. The L and I in particular tend to show visible doubling in the 1986 DDO penny. You'll notice a clear shift or overlap in the letters, which is the hallmark of a double die error. 3. Look for doubling on other areas. While the date and liberty are the most common places to see doubling, check the rest of the obverse as well. In some cases, the motto "In God We Trust" or even parts of Lincoln's portrait can show slight doubling. However, the most obvious doubling will be on the date and the word liberty. 4. Use magnification. Sometimes, the doubling can be subtle, so it's a good idea to use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. With magnification, you'll be able to see the doubling much more clearly, especially in the areas where the error is most noticeable. How to determine the value of your 1986 DDO penny. Once you've identified that you have a 1986 Lincoln penny with the DDO error, the next step is to determine its value. The value of this rare penny depends on several factors. 1. Condition. The condition of the coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Coins in excellent or near mint condition, with minimal wear and sharp details, will be worth significantly more than those that are worn or damaged. The better the condition, the higher the price collectors are willing to pay. 2. Strength of the doubling. The more pronounced the doubling effect, the more valuable the coin will be. Coins with strong, clear doubling are much more valuable than those with faint or weak doubling. A penny with obvious and distinct doubling is much more sought after by collectors. 3. Professional grading. To get an accurate valuation for your coin, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded by a reputable grading service. The two most well-known grading services are the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, and the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. Professional grading will assess the coin's quality and help you determine its market value based on its condition and rarity. Conclusion. The 1986 Lincoln penny is one of the most sought-after coins for collectors, and it could be worth up to $1.2 million if you find the rare version with the double die error. These era pennies are highly desirable because they are incredibly rare, easy to identify, and carry a unique historical value. If you have a 1986 penny, it's worth taking the time to carefully examine it for the doubling effect on the date and the word liberty. So, the next time you come across a 1986 penny, don't just toss it aside. You might be holding onto a rare and valuable treasure. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos on rare coins, their histories, and how to spot valuable finds in your collection. Imagine having a coin in your pocket worth a fortune. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? But for some lucky collectors, rarest coins, that's exactly the case with the 2060 Lincoln penny. While a regular 2006 penny is worth only 1 cent, there's a rare version of this penny that can fetch up to $1.3 million. In this video, we'll dive deep into the history of the 2060 Lincoln penny, uncover what makes it so valuable, and explain how you can spot one of these rare coins. If you've ever wondered how a simple penny can be worth more than a house, keep watching, because you're in for an incredible journey. The history of the Lincoln penny and the 2006 minting. Let's start with some history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Over the years, the penny has become one of the most iconic and widely circulated coins in U.S. history. The 2006 Lincoln penny is part of a series of pennies minted during the early 2000s. The Lincoln Memorial design, which had been in circulation since 1959, was still used on the reverse of the coin until 2009. When the U.S. Mint introduced new designs to mark the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln penny. In 2006, the penny was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, similar to the earlier pennies. The obverse of the coin featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse still displayed the Lincoln Memorial. However, like all coins, some 2006 pennies were struck with minting errors that would later make them incredibly valuable. What makes the 2006 Lincoln penny so valuable? So, what makes certain 2006 pennies worth such an enormous amount of money? The answer lies in a very specific and rare minting error. The 2006 penny became famous for its double die (DDO) error, an extremely rare defect that makes the coin's design appear doubled, or duplicated, on certain parts of the coin. The double die error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or worn, causing the image to be struck multiple times in slightly different positions. As a result, certain areas of the coin, such as the date and the lettering, appear doubled or blurred. This error isn't intentional, but it's incredibly sought after by collectors because of its rarity and uniqueness. For the 2006 penny, the most noticeable doubling typically appears on the word Liberty and the date. When you look closely, you'll see that the L, I, and B of Liberty seem to be doubled, as if they were struck twice. The date 2006 may also show a noticeable doubling effect, particularly on the numbers. The 2006 double die penny is rare enough to make it valuable. However, the true value comes when the coin is in excellent condition. A coin that has clear, sharp doubling and minimal wear could be worth as much as $1.3 million, depending on its overall quality and the prominence of the doubling. The rarity of the 2006 Lincoln penny with the double die error. The rarity of the 2006 double die penny is what makes it so valuable. While millions of 2006 pennies were minted, only a small number of these coins have the double die error. Minting errors like this are uncommon because they occur when there is a misalignment or issue with the die used to strike the coins. The U.S. Mint doesn't intentionally create these types of errors, and they are often caught during the quality control process. However, some coins slip through the cracks, making them highly desirable to collectors who know what to look for. The 2006 double die penny is particularly rare, and the fact that it's relatively recent in terms of its minting makes it even more intriguing for modern collectors. Because of its rarity and the increasing demand for rare coins, the value of the 2006 double die penny can skyrocket. While most 2006 pennies are worth only 1 cent, a penny with the double die error in excellent condition can command prices in the six-figure range, with the rarest examples reaching up to $1.3 million. Why do collectors want the 2006 double die penny? Collectors are always looking for rare and unique coins, especially those with minting errors. Error coins like the 2006 double die penny are particularly valuable because they are not something that was intentionally produced. The presence of a double die error makes the coin unique, and collectors find those types of coins fascinating because they tell a story about a rare flaw in the minting process. In addition to the rarity, the 2006 double die penny is an attractive coin to collectors because of its clear, visible doubling. Unlike other, more subtle minting errors, the doubling on the 2006 penny is relatively easy to spot, making it highly desirable. Collectors value coins that have strong, noticeable errors because they are more easily recognizable and appreciated by the coin collecting community. Moreover, coins with historical significance or those from recent years can often gain in value over time. Since the 2006 penny is a more recent coin, many collectors see it as an investment that could grow in value, especially as fewer of these coins remain in excellent condition. How to identify a 2006 double die Lincoln penny? If you think you might have a 2006 Lincoln penny with the valuable double die error, here's how to spot it. 1. Examine the date. The most obvious place to look for doubling is in the date 2006. On a 2006 double die penny, the numbers will appear doubled. The 2 and 0 are usually the most noticeable. You might see a shadow or a second image of the number slightly offset from the original one. 2. Inspect the word Liberty. The word Liberty is another area where doubling is clearly visible on the 2006 penny. The letters, especially the L and I, will appear to be duplicated. You may see a faint or strong second version of the letters, depending on the strength of the doubling. 3. Look for other areas of doubling. In some cases, the motto "In God We Trust" may show subtle doubling as well. The doubling on the 2006 penny is usually most prominent on the date and liberty, but keep an eye out for other doubled areas, particularly near the edge of the coin. 4. Use magnification. If you have trouble seeing the doubling with the naked eye, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. The doubling effect will be much clearer when you examine the coin up close, especially in the areas where the error is most obvious. How to determine the value of your 2060 double die penny. Once you've identified a 2060 Lincoln penny with the double die error, it's time to determine its value. The value of the coin will depend on several factors. 1. Condition. The condition of the coin is the most important factor in determining its value. Coins in excellent or near mint condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, are worth much more than coins that are heavily worn or damaged. The better the condition, the higher the price collectors are willing to pay. 2. Strength of the doubling. The more prominent the doubling, the more valuable the coin will be. Strong doubling on the date and liberty is highly prized by collectors. The more obvious and clear the doubling is, the more valuable the coin will be. 3. Professional grading. To get an accurate value for your 2006 penny, it's best to have it professionally graded. Reputable grading services such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can provide you with a precise assessment of your coin's quality and its market value. Conclusion. The 2060 Lincoln penny may seem like a simple, everyday coin, but if you're lucky enough to find one with the double die error, you could be sitting on a rare treasure worth up to $1.3 million. The double die error is what makes this coin so valuable, and its rarity, along with its unique and noticeable doubling, has made it highly sought after by collectors. So, if you come across a 2006 penny, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look to see if it's the rare double die version. If you find one in good condition, you could be holding a coin worth far more than its face value. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more exciting videos about rare coins, their histories, and how to spot valuable treasures in your collection. Could a simple 2013 Lincoln penny really be worth up to $1.1 million? It sounds almost unbelievable, but for collectors of rare coins, it's entirely possible. While most 2013 pennies are only worth 1 cent, a very specific version of the 2013 Lincoln penny could be worth an incredible amount of money due to a rare minting error. In this video, we're going to dive into the history of the 2013 Lincoln penny, what makes certain 2013 pennies worth a lot more than just their face value, and how you can identify one of these rare pennies that could be worth a small fortune. If you're ready to learn about an ordinary coin that's far from ordinary, keep watching. The history of the Lincoln penny and the 2013 minting. Before we talk about the rare and valuable 2013 Lincoln penny, let's take a step back and discuss the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln penny, introduced in 1909, is one of the most iconic and widely circulated coins in U.S. history. The coin was first designed by Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, and its design has evolved over the years. For decades, the reverse of the coin featured the Lincoln Memorial, but in 2009, to commemorate Lincoln's 200th birthday, the U.S. Mint released new designs for the reverse side of the penny. These designs included a series of images that represented different stages of Lincoln's life. However, the obverse, featuring Lincoln's profile, remained unchanged. The 2013 Lincoln penny was minted during the modern era when the coin had transitioned to using a mix of copper and zinc. The penny continued to feature the portrait of Lincoln on the front, while the reverse showed the updated design with the shield emblem, which replaced the Lincoln Memorial in 2010. While the 2013 Lincoln penny is mostly known for its usual design and regular minting, there is one particular version that stands out because of a minting error that makes it worth far more than its face value. What makes the 2013 Lincoln penny so valuable? The value of the 2013 Lincoln penny comes from a rare minting error known as the doubled die (DDO). Error. In simple terms, a double die occurs when the coin's die, the tool used to strike the design onto the coin, is misaligned, causing the design to appear twice in a slightly offset position. This creates a doubled effect on certain elements of the coin, such as the date, lettering, and sometimes even the image of Lincoln. For the 2013 penny, the doubling is most noticeable in the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." If you closely examine a 2013 Lincoln penny with a DDO error, you'll see that the numbers in the date 2013 appear slightly duplicated. The word liberty will show doubling, especially on the L and the I. The same effect can be seen in the motto "In God We Trust." This minting error is rare, and only a small percentage of the 2013 Lincoln pennies were struck with the double die. As a result, they have become highly sought after by collectors. The rarity of these error coins, combined with their visibility and clarity, is what drives their value into the thousands, and in some cases, even millions of dollars. The rarity of the 2013 Lincoln penny with the double die error. What makes the 2013 Lincoln penny with a double die error so valuable is its rarity. While millions of pennies are produced every year, only a small number of 2013 pennies were struck with the double die error. Minting errors like this happened when there is a flaw in the die used to strike the coin. Since this is a random occurrence, only a tiny fraction of coins are affected by it. The 2013 Lincoln penny is particularly rare because of the exact placement of the doubling. The most sought-after examples of this coin are those where the doubling is most pronounced, and the coin has been well preserved in excellent condition. Coins with clear, bold doubling are more valuable because they are easily identifiable, which makes them more desirable to collectors. Since error coins are typically found in very low quantities, they become valuable over time. As collectors seek out these rare coins, the value increases, especially as more and more people learn about the 2013 Lincoln penny's potential to fetch large amounts of money. Why do collectors want the 2013 double die penny? Collectors are always on the lookout for rare coins, especially those that feature minting errors. The 2013 Lincoln penny with a double die error is particularly attractive to collectors for several reasons. First, the double die error is relatively easy to identify. The doubling on the date, liberty, and "In God We Trust" is clear enough to be visible to the naked eye, making it a great find for collectors who may not have specialized tools to examine the coin. This error isn't subtle, so it stands out and makes the coin easily recognizable. Second, collectors love error coins because they are unique. Minting errors happen by chance and are never intentionally created. As a result, they are one-of-a-kind items that tell the story of a rare flaw in the coin production process. Error coins are always in high demand because they are a rarity and often represent a historical moment in coin production. Finally, the 2013 Lincoln penny with a double die error is a modern coin, which means it has a relatively recent minting date. Many modern error coins are now more valuable as they gain recognition over time. Some collectors see those error coins as a smart investment, as their value tends to rise in the future, especially if they are in pristine condition. How to identify a 2013 double die Lincoln penny? If you think you might have a 2013 Lincoln penny with the valuable double die error, here's how you can identify it. 1. Examine the date. The most obvious place to look for doubling is in the date 2013. On a double die penny, the numbers will appear doubled or slightly offset. The 2, 0, and 3 are typically the most noticeable. Look closely and see if you can spot a faint shadow or a second image of the digits. 2. Inspect the word liberty. The word liberty on the obverse of the coin is another area to check for doubling. The L and I are usually the clearest spots to see the doubling effect. The letters may appear as if they have been struck twice, creating a shadow of the original letters next to them. 3. Look for doubling on the middle. The phrase "In God We Trust" is also a key area to check for doubling. The doubling might be more subtle here, but with a magnifying glass or loupe, you may notice the letters have a faint shadow or second version of them. 4. Use magnification. If you're having trouble seeing the doubling with the naked eye, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to get a closer look. The doubling will be more noticeable with magnification, especially in areas like the date and Liberty. How to determine the value of your 2013 double die penny. Once you've identified a 2013 Lincoln penny with a double die error, you'll want to know how much it's worth. The value of the coin will depend on several factors. 1. Condition. The condition of the coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. Coins in excellent or near mint condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, are worth much more than those that are heavily worn or damaged. The better the condition, the higher the price. 2. Strength of the doubling. The strength of the doubling effect also plays a huge role in the value of the coin. Coins with strong, clear doubling on the date, Liberty, and In God We Trust are much more valuable than those with weak or faint doubling. The more obvious the doubling, the higher the price. 3. Professional grading. To get an accurate value for your 2013 Lincoln penny, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable grading service, such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A professional grade can help you determine the coin's quality and its current market value. Conclusion. The 2013 Lincoln penny might seem like a regular, everyday coin, but if you happen to find one with the double die error, you could be holding onto a rare and valuable treasure worth up to $1.1 million. This error coin is highly sought after by collectors because of its rarity and the visible doubling effect that makes it stand out. So, the next time you come across a 2013 penny, take a moment to check it closely. You may have more than just a 1-cent piece in your hands, or you might have a coin worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos about rare coins, their histories, and how to spot valuable finds in your collection.